the Galactic Union, history was full of legends, ancient weapons, lost civilizations, mythical fleets that were said to guard forgotten regions of space. But over time, those stories were reduced to fiction. Especially one. A rumor about a human fleet that was never officially recorded. A fleet that, according to every database in the Union, did not exist. Humanity itself was not considered a military power. They had ships. Yes. They had defenses. Yes. But nothing that suggested hidden strength. At least, nothing that could be proven. So when whispers began circulating about the ghost fleet of Earth, the Council dismissed it immediately. A myth created by human overconfidence. That was the official statement. The first anomaly appeared in the Erendor sector. A pirate empire controlling 17 systems suddenly went silent. No distress calls. No battle records. Just disappearance from all tracking systems. Union investigators found something strange. There were signs of massive fleet presence. But no known faction had claimed responsibility. Then it happened again. And again. Entire war zones stabilized without intervention. Rebel fleets vanished mid-operation. Strategic strongholds lost control of their own command networks. Every incident shared one detail.
No identifiable attacker.
A Union admiral finally said it openly. If this is warfare, then where are the weapons? No one had an answer. Then, during a classified deep space survey, it was seen. For exactly 6 seconds. A fleet. Not broadcasting. Not engaging. Just passing through a dead star system like it owned the silence itself. The ships were unlike anything in Union records. No standard propulsion signatures. No known material composition. No recognizable formation patterns. And then, they were gone. The footage was immediately sealed. The Council ordered verification. Multiple analysts reviewed the recording. The conclusion was unanimous. The fleet could not be identified. Not because it was advanced, but because it did not match any known category of existence. One scientist wrote a single line in his report. This is not an unknown fleet. This is a fleet outside classification. Panic did not begin immediately. Doubt did. Because the idea of a hidden human fleet contradicted all official intelligence. Earth had no capacity for such scale. No resource network. No industrial footprint large enough to sustain it. And yet, systems were still collapsing in its presence. Then the truth began to surface. Encrypted human transmissions, never intended for Union eyes, were partially recovered. One line repeated across multiple fragments. They still think we are unarmed. The Council demanded direct communication with Earth. No response. Instead, the next event occurred in the Kaldar Rift. A full-scale invasion force from 3 allied empires entered a contested region. Prepared for war. Ready for dominance. Confident in their numbers. They never reached their target. No explosion was recorded. No distress signal was emitted. Their entire formation simply stopped existing as a coordinated force. Sensors showed interference. But the interference had structure. It was not noise. It was order replacing disorder. Then, at the edge of the system, it appeared again. The fleet. The same fleet. Calm. Silent. Unchallenged. A Union analyst finally spoke the fear no one wanted to say. If this fleet doesn't officially exist. A pause. Then what exactly is stopping everything? The answer came moments later. A human transmission.
No introduction.
No warning. Just truth. We never declared ourselves a military power. A pause. Because we never built a fleet for war. Another pause. We built it so war would not need to happen at all. That was the moment everything changed. Because the galaxy realized something terrifying. The fleet nobody believed existed. Was never meant to be seen. It was meant to ensure that visible conflict was no longer necessary. No battles followed. No invasions continued. No resistance was recorded. Because wherever that fleet appeared, conflict stopped being a valid outcome. In the Galactic Archives, one final classification was added. Human Ghost Fleet. Not a force of destruction, but a system that prevents war from forming coherent existence. And beneath it, in smaller text. Status, confirmed. Visibility, optional. Impact, absolute.